Well, good morning. And isn't it a good morning? I hope everybody had a good, safe 4th of July. We are back, and we are back in the orange circle. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Let me turn this around. Like I was saying, good morning, and I like to start my morning off here. It's always so peaceful being here in the orange circle. And today's video is going to be kind of a little bit different. Going to head over to a museum out here in Orange. Sure glad they didn't make this place a square, but the cool thing about it is, just like every day, you get to make choices. And what choice will we make today? Will we go this way? Will we head down this road, the road a little less traveled and unknown? Will we head back the way we came from? Possibly. Well, eventually we will. We need to go home. Or will we just head down this road, a familiar road, looking for new adventures? Well, I know which way we're going to go, actually. The point to everything that I was saying is, every day we get to make choices, different roads to take, whatever we're going to do. So, I've already made plans for us today. Well, if you're following this and you're watching still, we're going to go see something pretty cool. Something Disney-oriented, Disney tie-in. Of course, the Orange Circle was here before Disneyland, but this is a big Disney day. So, let's go. Just like that, we are here at the daytime. We are in the orange, close to the circle where we started, at the HILBERT Museum. Now, the HILBERT Museum is part of the Chapman University, and the reason that we're here, as the title says, because Mary Blair has an exhibit going on of sorts, and I'm not sure what's inside. It popped up on my phone. It is free. I'll find out more as I cross the street, or I'll find out more as I cross the street, excuse me. Mary Blair, known for, well, as far as attractions go, well, it's a small world. And if you've ever been to EPCOT, inside the contemporary, or not EPCOT, but the Contemporary Hotel, the 5-legged goat of the mosaic inside, where you get on the monorail, you would know it well. It's on many postcards. She also worked on Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Dumbo, Fantasia, and the list goes on and on. She started off as an animator with MGM, and then left and went over to Disney with is it IB Works? I believe. I'll find out. So, let's go. Gotta love these houses directly across the street. We are on 167 North Atchison, and here comes a tractor. But this is the HILBERT Museum, as you can see, the little contemporary art piece, and it was UBI Works. So I have a 10 o'clock time. I'm gonna find out where we're going and go take a look inside. Taking a look around because we are a little bit early. It says, don't miss a spectacular 40-foot Millard Sheets glass mosaic. My mom would kill me if I didn't go look at this. Exit to the street side, turn around, and look up. Right over here, I suppose. I don't know what's going on with my voice today, but that is kind of cool. The welcome to the Orange, home of Chapman, and on the other side, discover Chapman University. This is not the mosaic. We're getting there. Now, this is, in fact, the mosaic. That is pretty impressive. You can see the little tiles all laid in piece by piece. Walk over here, too, and see if I can capture this part. 40 feet, huh? I'm not going to measure it or anything like that, but I believe you. Got them fooling around with a boat, hanging out on the beach, and a couple ladies waiting like I am. Directly next door to where we are at the HILBERT Museum, Steamliner Lounge, and this is where the train comes through. And I just saw this. Thought this was kind of cool, a little piece of history. Santa Fe Train Depot. Santa Fe reached Orange in 1887, offering passenger and freight service. This building was their second depot on site, built in 1938. The railroad helped make the local citrus industry possible, allowing fresh fruit to be shipped throughout the United States by the 1920s. More than half a dozen packing houses were located beside the tracks of the Santa Fe Depot. Closed in 1970. That's kind of cool. All because of this. And look at the Art Deco style. And the Steamliner Lounge and Cafe. So I was just told that when you walk in, you'll see the ones that are actually other artists, like this one of Alice in Wonderland. But once we get into the next room, that is the Mary Blair. The one thing that's so cool about these, look right here, you can see where they're used and centered. It's so awesome. The Alice Trial. Alice and the Trial. These are all Mel Crawford, it looks like. Walt Disney Productions. Queen and the King of Hearts. Cell background and setup. Now these are all cool because these are production cell setups, and you can, I'm trying to get the glare off that for you, but you can see the cell actually on here of the layers. Here's the Cheshire Cat. What exactly is a Cheshire Cat? Grins like a Cheshire Cat out of Lewis Carroll's book. This one really, you can see the distance of the overlaying. This is a Franken-cell, featured hand-painted characters on a celluloid cutout randomly pasted together. This is a Mary Blair right here. And the spinning teacups, this is a concept art. And it says here, Walt said that I knew about colors he had never heard of before. Mary Blair. How nice. Concept art for the tea party. I wish my stupid glare wasn't on there so bad. Another tea party. And check out this picture of the Mad Hatter, 1951. Mary Blair's fearless artistic sensibilities and magical paintbrush created an intense reality of all her own. No matter the subject of the medium, the feeling of joy that she took in her limitless creativity is palpable, and it continues to communicate and fascinate viewers of all ages over the world. John Canemaker. Oh wow, that's a really cool caterpillar. Oh, there he is. I didn't even see the caterpillar. In the watercolor. So there it is, Imagining Disney's Alice. That's Alice on Trial. Really has the, it's a small world character vibe. And they got the dog. And where it all begins in Lewis Carroll's book. Alice following the white rabbit. Now, this should be a wide shot, it says. Alice at the tea party, and right on cue a train's going by. Now I'll just try to get a shot for this. If you want to read it, feel free to pause it, blow it up, do whatever you gotta do. Read through Mary Blair's Alice in Wonderland. In the next room we have some concept art for Cinderella. Try not to speak too loud just because I am the only one in here and it is a museum, so there is quite an echo. Dang, those are so cool. She was so talented. Really, the mid-century modern. Here's Susie, the blue coupe, and the little house. That is something I do not remember, but I do like that. Almost looking like a goofy car at Joe's garage. Now there is Mary Blair, a genius of color and style. Once again, another sign. I'll hold still for a moment in case you want to pause it and read it. As we look over here, these are all the Peter Pan watercolors. Wow. That's cool. Got the Lost Boys right here. The Mermaid Lagoon over here. Returning to Neverland, Lost Boys concept. You got Peter here. You can even still see the pinholes on here. And there's Skull Rock. Wow. 1953. It's just the basic concept art. You can see Smee and you can see Hook. I had 3 jobs: raising children, keeping house, and doing my artwork. Mary Blair. And she did. Here's the circus train on a bridge. This would be Dumbo. 1941. And the circus, 1935. So sorry about that glare. What an amazing watercolor. If you've ever done watercolors, you know how tough they are. Mine just bleed through and become a big blob. There's the South American Women, done by Mary Blair. So these are pretty amazing. These are the Brer Bear and Brer Fox for the Song of the South, the Splash Mountain, and these were the concept arts. There's Brer Bear right there. And as you can see, these were all used, like I was just talking to the docent, with the pinholes. She could draw like nobody else and paint like nobody else. Frank Thomas. And I guess you probably can figure out what this is from. The cool thing I was just told is the Hilbert Museum, Mr. Hilbert still comes and visits almost every other day, I think the guy he was saying. But he'll be walking around the museum with a Panama hat, whatever a Panama hat is. But this is the last piece I'm going to show you real quick. And one of my favorites, the Headless Horseman. That is great. This was 1949. And before I get out of here, I spent a lot of time with Michael Tibbetts, I think his name was. He was a docent. Very nice. If you come in, definitely look for him. He's very knowledgeable about everything here. This is Mary Blair, though. And this was done, I believe, in Northern California by Lee Blair. And Lee Blair was not only, well, he was, I don't know if he was her boss, but credited with a lot of the colors that they came up with. And what I was told is possibly they were her colors that he got recognition for, which is kind of interesting. And you can see in this picture she was painting too. I'll tell you one more story when we get outside. Very nice. Thank you, Hilbert Museum and Mr. Hilbert. That was a lot of fun. I gotta say, I spent a good amount of time talking to that gentleman. There's also 2 Rockwells in there that are original Rockwells, over 1 million, I'm sure, that are really cool. I'll show those on another time. Another interesting thing about Mary Blair, her and her husband were known drinkers, let's say, and he actually, from what I read online and what I was told here, he went to jail for a DUI for a year, and while he was in jail, he got sober. Now, while he was in jail, the neighbor was taking Mary to go see Lee, and when he came out, it was said that Mary did not want to stop drinking at that time, even though Lee was done with alcohol after that and after spending a year in jail. Well, after that, the cause of death for Mary Blair, what it says online is that it was from acute alcoholism, brain hemorrhage is what it said. Now, I read it online, so I don't know how much of that's true. Also, it's pretty easy to find people's graves, and I've found quite a few people's graves from Walt Disney. I mean, geez, I mean, it doesn't get really any bigger than that. But she does not have a burial, which I think is weird, or Find a Grave doesn't have anything, when generally they always do. So if somebody else can find it, let me know. I think it probably would be somewhere up north, though, because she passed away in Salcedo, California. But with that being said, I appreciate you always. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. If you know something about Mary or want to just comment me on it or want to see something else here, let me know, and see you next time.